Hi, I'm Marion Ginopolis, Superintendent of Lake Orion Community Schools. Well, this is the final edition of Inside the Dragons for the 2017-18 school year. In this particular edition, you'll have the opportunity to see some exciting events that have occurred towards the end of our school year. First, you'll see our graduation ceremonies. One is our Lake Orion High School graduation, the class of 2018. And then you'll also see our Learning Options graduation, which is our alternative high school. And then finally, the third graduation was our Phases program, which is our program for students with special needs ages 18 to 26. I'm sure you will enjoy all three of those graduation ceremonies. And then you'll also see all of the wonderful awards that our high school seniors have earned in a special ceremony that was conducted at the high school, where our Board of Education was able to offer our students special awards for their achievements. And then finally, you'll be seeing me doing a full review of the school year. And I look forward to sharing all of the information about the wonderful things that have occurred during the 2017-18 school year. Thank you.
The end of each school year is the conclusion for most of the Lake Orion Community Schools students. But for those finishing their careers, and not just the year, it's a lifetime milestone. More than 550 LOCS students concluded their time in Lake Orion, with graduation ceremonies catapulting them into the rest of their lives. The Lake Orion High School ceremony was the first one on June 11th at DTE Energy Music Theater, taking a beautiful night to the stage with the 520 graduates. There were 5 different speakers, each with a unique theme. Superintendent Marion Ginopolis focused primarily on the graduates' ability to soar, referring to LOCS alum Drew Feustel, whose downlink with the students in April was a highlight of the school year. She reminded them that the sky is no limit, and what they are now may not define what they will be in the future.
This year, my theme is "The sky is the limit." This is kind of a familiar phrase, really reminding us that there's no boundaries, no restrictions on what you can do. Really, you can achieve anything you want.
The 2 student speakers were chosen from a pool of candidates who were evaluated by a committee based on their content and presentation. Graduate Allison Anker spoke about the class motto to "Get Big," and all of the times through the year where that resonated with her classmates in their activities.
We got big senior year when our Powder Puff team rallied together like never before to defeat the juniors, and all grades came together to support a cause near to the hearts of those in the community. Our Winter Guard team got big when they made history and made it all the way to the finals of WGI, and our boys varsity basketball team got big when they won every single home game. Even before our senior year, we have been big, from the moment we stepped in the school to every action we took after. We got big for homecoming and prom and every event in between.
Graduate Eldon Pearson discussed the growth in the students' 4 years and how much they learned about life in the process.
Our experiences humble us, yet also frighten us, because they divulge what seems like the truth about the amount of influence we have over what our future encompasses. Not much. No one knows this better than a high school senior. One day you're a tiny freshman, trying to figure out which way to walk down the stairwell, and then you blink your eyes for a second, and you're getting big, beating the juniors in Powder Puff on fight night while trying to navigate the direction you want your life to take. Reflect back on all the experiences of indecision over whether or not to attend college, the confusion over which major will lay the most reliable infrastructure, and what we will do thousands of miles away from everything we've ever known or ever loved. With the gravity these decisions have and the amount of time we have to make them, it is tempting to leave your future up to luck and chance. Yet it is limitations like these that for centuries have fueled the members of the human race to push the boundaries of what seems intellectually and physically possible. And it is these accomplishments that allow me to challenge each and every one of you as a free-thinking spirit, a powerful advocate, and an individual mind to push the boundaries in your own life.
Then came the moment the thousands in the audience were waiting for, as one by one their names were read, and they crossed the stage, shaking hands with Principal Steve Hawley and a member of the Board of Education. In one of the unique Lake Orion touches, each graduate was handed a flower after descending the stage to share with someone who supported them on their journey.
Sophia Grace Garbriziak.
The ceremony was capped literally by Leadership President Ali Lazara, who officially told her classmates to turn their tassels, putting the class of 2018 in the books.
Congratulations, graduates. We have graduated.
With a class of 38 graduates, the Learning Options graduation on June 12th was a more intimate gathering in the LOHS auditorium. It's a group who all know each other so well that the event is significant as a group, not just individually, as they share the moment. That bond showed in Supervisor Kristin Sliwinski's speech, reminding them about the most important values at the Options High School.
These 2 words are shared with each student when they start their first day of school with us, and you will find them scattered throughout the walls of our building. These 2 simple words are you matter. If you walk into my office, you'll see huge gold letters that say those 2 simple words, you matter. I wanted literally the office walls to be screaming at kids that they mattered and that they were important.
Assistant Superintendent Heidi Mercer shared all of the class accomplishments.
5 were members of the following boys teams at the Lake Orion High School: lacrosse, powerlifting, soccer, and wrestling. 13 are headed to OCC in the fall of 2018. 2 students have been accepted into the Avita Institute in Royal Oak to study cosmetology. 1 student is heading to Grand Valley State University to study film. 1 student participated in the 2018 Southeastern Regional Scholastic Art Award and competition. 1 of her pieces placed the best of show, one of the top 5 for the entire region. She also received a Gold Key Portfolio Award, as well as a Gold Key in sculpture, as well as ceramics and glass.
But the greatest impact came from the students as Kayla Howard and Levi Poirier shared their appreciation for the program in their remarks.
Thank you for the award. I also attended Oakland Technical Schools for Culinary Arts. And I just want to thank those chefs that teach me my knife skills and skills that help me in the future.
Options is really hard to find. As cheesy as it sounds, it is. When I came on my first day, I could tell immediately that a place like this was just a big family. It was dysfunctional at times, but in the end, we could all stand together and be everyone else's support system. It wasn't perfect, but nothing is. There's no perfect place. The Learning Options was what most of us needed. For some, it was a last-ditch effort to get back on track, and for others, it was the beginning of a new chapter. We may not have believed in ourselves the whole time. We had hard nights and hard mornings where we didn't want to get up, or we didn't want to keep going. But we managed to all pull through and be here tonight.
The grads came across the stage one by one and shook the board members' hands as they received their diplomas. Then, Sliwinski officially moved their tassels right to left, certifying their special night.
18, please move your tassels from the right to the left.
The Lake Orion Phases program concluded its school year with its graduation program, and it was a celebration. The program prepares special needs students beyond age 18 with life skills, and once they reach 26 years old, they receive a certificate of completion. 3 students completed the program this year, and each student's compassion shared with the audience of family, friends, and classmates at the Cirque Building. Special Education Director Julie Gutman, Superintendent Marion Ginopolis, and Phases teachers each shared thoughts on the graduates: Chris Biebelhausen, Tisby Pisani, and Alex Young.
This program, because this program every day is doing so many exciting things and really making sure that our students are just having the best day, learning and doing, and most importantly, laughing.
3 outstanding young folks here, and it really is an opportunity for us as a school district to really recognize our students, especially in the Phases program. And Julie used the word that we fight for her. It's not a fight. It is a blessing for all of us to be a part of this program and be able to bring this kind of service to all of our students here. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about the kids who are graduating. This is not, I'm not going to embarrass them. I'm only going to say nice things about them. But Chris has been with us for 2 years in the district. He worked at Ace Hardware, Buffalo Wild Wings, and the fire station since he's been with us. And I think that's really important to know, that our students have gainful employment while they're in the Phases program. He has been involved in Special Olympics basketball for sure. I think you scored a few of those baskets this last time too, Chris. You sure did. He plans to volunteer at the Pontiac Animal Shelter and Meals on Wheels. Okay, you know how your teacher said what she said about you? She said you are the social one, Chris. So I can see that look in his eyes. He is definitely Mr. Social. Also a bit of a joker. And our Tisby's been here since the 9th grade. She's been working at TJ Maxx, Buffalo Wild Wings, and she was involved also with the Special Olympics, actually the bocce ball. Is that right, Tisby? And she's also been doing karate and swimming. Please do not do any karate up here, okay? She's not quite sure what her future plans are, but I'm sure it'll take her in great places. She does like karate. She likes swimming, soccer. She loves to be a helper. And her teacher described her as the mother hen of the program, watching over to make sure that everyone was in good hands. And Alex has been with us for 2 years. Alex, you come up front and talk. Okay. Alex works at Goodwill and also at the fire station. He loves computer games, characters, pride in his success, and he always is a wonderful, wonderful friend to others. Wouldn't you all say that? And as Mrs. Button said, Alex is always one who helps make you smile. So all I can say is congratulations to the 3 of you, and I would just have to.
Each got their certificate and began the next stage of their lives with hugs from friends, family, and classmates. The end of the school year was also a chance for the high school seniors to be recognized for their achievement at the annual awards show.
On behalf of the Lake Orion Community Schools Board of Education, I would like to thank each of you for attending this very special evening, recognizing student achievement in the classroom.
Kids know what they want to study, but some are undecided. Many will change their minds. They may finish on schedule, or they might take detours. But hopefully, we've helped point them in the right direction. For the most part, they've made good academic choices so far and achieved good grades. Others will be recognized for their character or their service and their commitment to others.
The event honored students for elite grade point averages, above 3.3, above 3.7, and above 4.0. plus 32 scholarships, which were handed out to the student winners.
And our second $500 scholarship winner is Paris Pfeiffer. And our $1,000 winner tonight is Haley Crocker.
LOCS Superintendent Marion Ginopolis sat down for a year-end discussion, addressing the moments of the past year and looking forward.
Well, there were a lot of wonderful things that occurred, but I think the thing that resonated the most, that really had a tremendous impact, was when we had the opportunity to talk directly with Drew Feustel, the astronaut, while he was in space on the International Space Station. I mean, that was an incredible experience for our students as well as for me, to be able to actually talk to someone who was in space, and the fact that he was a former student here, and when he admitted that he had struggled when he was in high school, yet he went on to do these spectacular, have spectacular accomplishments. I just think that that is really very telling, and I think it's had an impact on our kids to know that when you set your mind on doing something, that you can really do whatever it is you want. And in fact, I use that for my graduation speech. So that really resonated with me. Well, certainly last year was a very difficult year because we made so many different changes that would have an impact on this current school year. So I had a lot of anxiety and concern. This is as a result of closing one elementary, moving a lot of our staff to different schools. They'd be in different assignments. And of course, we redistricted all of our students because we were one less elementary students. So I knew that that was going to have an impact on our kids and our families. So starting off in this school year, I was really concerned about that transition. And we had agreed, we meaning the administrative staff, that we weren't going to start something brand new for this school year. We were going to spend all year really working on building our culture at each of our schools as we transitioned all of our kids and make sure that everyone had a really positive and successful school year. And I have to tell you, I'm just thrilled that that is exactly what happened. We had a very wonderful school year. Kids were happy. Once they made new friends, we didn't hear anything negative from parents. So I think that was really what I started the year worried, and I ended the year extremely thrilled that we had such a good school year. Well, we had a lot of things that were instructionally based that were really important this school year. But as I said, we weren't going to make any major changes. The one thing that really we worked very hard on was the whole issue of safety, school safety and security. And we began a program called the ALICE training program for our staff, which is how to react when there's an active shooter. And so we had a number of our staff members who were specifically trained, and they became trainers of trainers, came back and trained all of our staff in every single building. When I say staff, I mean administrators, teachers, our bus drivers, secretaries, and so forth, of different strategies and techniques when there is an active shooter. And then we have already begun to train our students. Primarily, we started at the high school, and this is something that we will continue. So I think that was a huge initiative, and one that is well needed in this climate of security and safety being a number one priority. Well, you know, I just continually am amazed at the kinds of awards that not only our staff but our students win each year for achievement. I'm going to start off with the students. All you have to do is go to our senior honors night, which occurs usually in May of at the end of a school year, to see out of 500 and some graduates, over 3/4 of them are earning scholarships and winning awards for achievement and accomplishment. So I think that is pretty remarkable. In terms of staff, there has not been a year when I've been here where our staff, individual members as well as collectively, have not won awards. And in fact, one highlight I think this past year was our drivers, our bus drivers, transportation department, participated in something called a rodeo, which is kind of a fun experience for them, but they have to it's kind of like an obstacle course, and they have to drive that, and our team from Lake Orion, our drivers, won that first place. So those are the kinds of things that our staff get involved in. Heidi Mercer won an award as, it's really a statewide award, as the Science Administrator of the Year for all the work that she has been doing on science and initiating a number of different projects that will go into effect this school year. And then another one is Donna Squires, who is a paraprofessional in our Phases program, which is a program for our students with special needs ages 18 to 26, and Donna received a countywide award as a support staff member of the year for our school district and also for our quadrant in Oakland County. So those are the kinds of things, and teachers win awards, other administrators, too countless to share here, but that's something that we should be most proud of in the district. Well, this is going to be a really critical year for us. We are in what we are calling Phase 5 of our long-range plan, which was initially to start off restructuring the district, which we have done, put in place a number of appropriate strategies so that we can move forward financially as well as instructionally. Next year we will be looking at going for a bond election, and this is going to be a highlight. This will really give us the opportunity to put all of our facilities in shape, because we have really not been able to do so. Yes, we passed a sinking fund a couple of years ago. That's primarily was for maintenance. The bond will give our district really a huge boost to move forward, and then the sinking fund will be able to support the kinds of things that are done in the bond. It will expand our whole technology for instruction. If it is successful, it will also give us a number of repairs, major repairs to many of the facilities. I mean, I don't know if you're aware, but some of our buildings are very, very old. Blanche Sims is over 50 years old, and these buildings really do need major, I don't want to use the word repair, they're really renovations. So those are some of the kinds of things that we'll be doing in the bond. The exciting thing about this particular bond is there is no tax rate increase at all to our taxpayers. So we are able to have this bond without a tax increase to our community, and I think that's really important. Thank you for being a wonderful viewer of Inside the Dragons during this school year. We look forward to bringing you more wonderful highlights of next school year when we begin our show again in 2018 September. Thank you.
Inside the Dragons is produced by the Lake Orion Community Schools in partnership with Orion Neighborhood Television. For up-to-date news and information about the Lake Orion Schools, visit our website at lakeorionschools.org and watch us on Comcast Educational Access Channel 22 and AT&T UVerse Channel 99.